Higgins, driver of the 13 Mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing as we get rolling on here. You got myself, Roger, Matt, and over here showing up on the video screen. We're going to have Larry, the Spiderman McBride, stopping by. We're going to have Valerie Thompson calling in. Greg Gaulding with his new stuff he's got going on. And Valerie's got some new stuff too, I think, that she's going to be telling us about too. She hasn't put it out there for everybody yet. And then we're going to finish up with David Ragan at the end of the night at 7:45. So let's get rolling. That Spider-Man's a little slow for being so fast, supposedly.
Well, he's a very busy man.
No excuses. He's
yeah,
tired.
I talked to him earlier, and he'd been running around like a chicken with his head cut off all day. So, and I know he's getting ready to go to a show here, I believe in Indianapolis here next week. So
Yeah, I know he was
he'll be here.
posted a couple of things he's got going on.
Gray Gaulding, who this should be.
Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, this is Gray.
Hey, Gray.
How are you doing? How are you doing tonight?
We're doing really good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. It's been a great day.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it earlier. Tell us what you got going on now.
Oh well, right now we got Krispy Kreme Donuts is going to be on board for the 2012 season in the past Super Late Model Series. It's going to be an exciting series and exciting year for myself and Krispy Kreme Donuts. I mean, we got a lot of great things in the book for 2012 and the many years to come. So if we can get that started and in the Pass Series would be a great thing.
So you're going to run the full-time Pass Series. Are you going to do any Legends or anything else?
Oh yes, so we're gonna. Right now, we're actually leading the points in the Winter Heat Pro Division Legends cars. Right now, I'm running Legends cars because there's not much super late model racing going on right now. So if I can do that right now and get some seat time and get ready for the 2012 season.
Just going to do the Pass Series though this year. Besides the Legends, you're not going to go up and do any. You going to do anything else?
Oh, well, we're not sure right now, but we're signed and ready to go for 2012 in the Pass Series. But we're looking into a couple different series because there's a lot out there now that, ARCA and the K&N Series lowering the ages now. So if we can look into that, and NASCAR Late Model is another one. So there's a lot of great options out there right now. So if we can look into that as a team and a sponsor with Krispy Kreme Donuts, I think there'd be a lot of interest.
Interested. Running for Coulter Motorsports this year. You did a little bit last year too, correct?
Yes, sir. I just got to thank Coulter Motorsports, Joe and Joey Coulter for always giving me great advice and always being there for me. But not only that, we had a great season this year with my crew chief, Randy Renfro. I mean, he's a great person, and not only is a crew chief, he's a great friend. And the great thing about Randy is he was once a driver, so me and him can really relate to what we need to do to the car. And I'm very excited for 2012 because there's a lot of great things in store.
Have you? I'm going to ask you this. You're only 13 now, correct?
Have him give him an intro, because you got people listening probably don't know who he is. You just jump right in again. I tell you. Hey, Gray, the next time you're up here, go ahead and make sure you smack Matt around, okay?
Give us a background. I think everybody that's watching knows who Gray is, but give us a little background, Gray, on you.
Oh, well, I started racing dirt bikes when I was 3 years old. I mean, when I started that, I was just doing it because I've always loved racing. My father was into it when he was in a young age, so when he started me out as at a very young age, at 3, and I raced motorcycles up till I was 7 years old. And then when I turned 8, I was starting to look in to the motorsports racing with 4 wheels instead of 2 wheels. Because my dad at the time actually owned a truck team. So for my 9th birthday, I got 2 Bandoleras and started from there at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Won my first 2 races and got into Legends cars after the Bandolera series. And I think the Legends cars are one of the biggest things that really taught me a ton for the super late model. With throttle control, with the competition out there at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But right now I'm running the super late model for Coulter Motorsports, and like I said, we signed a long-term relationship with Krispy Kreme Donuts for 2012 and the years to come. So that's where we're at right now.
Where's your plan going after? You're going to be with your Coulter Motorsports. You're doing the Pass Series. Where do you eventually want to end up at?
Well, right now, I mean, the biggest focus is 2012 with, the Pass Series. But I look at myself maybe the year after that, probably running K&N East or the ARCA Series because, they go to bigger tracks, a lot of horsepower. But also, the super late model's got a ton of horsepower also. But, like I said, ARCA, they go to the bigger tracks. You can go to Kansas and, the faster tracks. So if we can do that, that would be a great thing, too, especially with me being young. It teach me a big learning curve as cars and how everything works.
How did you end up? Now I've seen you, and you're a fitness freak. I know that, and you're a little guy. How did you end up with Krispy Kreme?
Oh well, the funny thing is, it just takes a lot of hard work, and in the racing business, a lot of people think it's just racing. But I mean, the biggest thing is, how you go out when you go out to eat, how you look, how your image is. And, we actually went down to the Victory Junction gang with, Kevin Harvick Incorporated and Kevin Harvick. And we went down there, and the 1 week we went down there, Krispy Kreme was passing out donuts. And I was like, wow, this is awesome because, a big company is really giving back to the kids in for need. And that Victory Junction gang, man, it really makes you see the light and how good people got it these days, and that's what I'm so excited about, with Krispy Kreme, because their motto is to touch and enhance lives through the joy that is Krispy Kreme. So I mean that they really go by their motto, and I think that's how everything works over there.
So does that mean you're going to be giving free samples away when you race?
Oh yes, sir. I promise you. If you come to a 2012 Pass race, you're probably almost guaranteed to get a Krispy Kreme donut because I know we'll be there and we'll have a lot of them there.
Well, listen, I'm gonna let you go here. I've got Larry McBride finally showed up here. He's running a little late tonight, but that's all right. It's all good.
Well, what's the deal going on with Kevin, by the way, with Harvick? What you still got going on? Because I know y'all signed a contract back a year or 2 ago now.
Oh yes, sir. I mean, I just got to first thank Kevin Delana Harvick. I mean, this really wouldn't be possible without them. I mean, they're just great people, and like I say about Kevin, he's a great driver and a great person, but he really is a great mentor for somebody to give you advice for a young person like me, trying to come up there through the ranks. But one thing I got to congratulate Delana Harvick on being pregnant. That's pretty awesome, and hopefully one day, I could groom maybe their son or something like that if I make it big one day, like they have to me. So there's a lot of great things in store, but congratulations to them. But the deal is right now, I mean, Kevin Harvick, he's the great thing about KHI last year being with them, they're looking for sponsorship, and he paid for my racing to run the 2011 Pass Series, and he kind of let me go off and do my own thing with Krispy Kreme now that they have signed me. But that connection with Krispy Kreme wouldn't be possible without him because he's one of the biggest backbones of you know, the reason why I've signed with Krispy Kreme.
You still whipping him on the go-kart track?
I try to, but he's crazy, man. He likes to do a little beating banging here and there, but that's the way you got to race Kevin Harvick when you go to his house.
Next time, we're going to have to remember when we have the charity go-kart race up here to give you a call and get you up here.
Yes, sir, for sure. Thank you guys so much for having me on. This really means a lot. It's been a great day and a great week coming up. So if, you guys have a good night, and thank you so much.
Thanks for being on, Gray.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You met him, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever meet Gray? Great little kid.
Which what did he drive? The Legends?
Gun brokers. Yeah, drove the Legends.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Yeah, I know his granddaddy from Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know his granddaddy, yeah.
Yeah, gun brokers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a future.
Oh, absolutely. He's the one that they crashed on the last lap.
Yeah.
To be the man, or to be the man, you got to beat the man, he said, or something.
Sometimes a man's got to do what a man's
got
got to do.
Yeah, sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Yeah, that was cool. That was good.
And he's a good.
He's driving late model now, huh?
He's driving, that past series. Kind of like, remember the old Hooters Pro Cup?
Yeah.
Just like that, offset chassis.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Big motor.
He'll make it.
Yeah.
He's going to be no problem.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, no
Got
problem.
your damn thing.
That's all right, Larry McBride. Fat. Now I want to get this right. You're the fastest man on two wheels.
Now the quickest guy on two wheels.
Quickest.
And I hold the world ET. I mean ET and mile an hour record. But Corey Hogan actually beat my world's fastest speed. I still have the record. He only did it once. But,
so he didn't.
Right, but he is the first guy to go over 250. So
really,
yeah, he went over 250. So best I've been is 248. So
give me. I know a little bit, but for our people here, give us a little background. How did you get started? And this is a top fuel drag bike. This is the biggest and baddest bike.
I don't know if I can remember back that far.
Well, come on, it hasn't been that long ago.
This going 34 years I've been racing top fuel.
Really?
So it's been a long time. It's I started. Matter of fact, I started right where we are, right down here in the Fox Hill area. I started racing for a guy named Squeaky Bell, 1977. So I raced for him from 1977 to 1980, and then I started racing for Danny Johnson out of Winston-Salem, actually down in Yadkinville, North Carolina. And I raced from him from 1980 to 1983. And then in '84, I raced for some local guys, Steve Wigington and Tim Childress and Harold Adcock, a couple people, friends around town. We was around town with them. Raced for them for 1984, and then that was just a mistake. It was a good deal, but it was just a mistake doing it with friends. So in 1985, I did my own deal, and Clark O'Reilly, which has been a long-time sponsor of mine, used to own Peninsula Honda cars back when it was on Route 17. He actually started. He actually helped me through my whole career from even when I was with Squeaky. But in 1985, he helped me do my own deal and let me run my own race team. So, and then everything else is kind of history from there. You know, we've had some great help and just really been very, very fortunate in the right place at the right times.
Right. We're in NASCAR country. We're not in a big drag race country. What brought you into and two wheels, not four, two wheels?
Well, motocross, and I've always been a great NASCAR fan. I mean, I've been doing legend cars ever since legend cars has been around. I did all of Dale Lemons' motors forever, and we've been doing motors. I've done motors for everybody all over the country, even the Bush boys. We even did a couple of motors for each one of them. So back when they were in Legend, so we've had a great legend car career, and drag racing is just the speed has been my deal. The thing about a race car, man, you wreck it, you got to stay with it. I wreck mine, I'm away from it. I ain't got to worry about flipping over and staying with this thing. So.
Have you ever had to bail?
Yeah. I had a major crash back in. I won my first championship in 1991, and I was quite a bit younger than I am now. So you go in, you're a little bit cocky. The next year, crashed the first race of the season at 205. So That put me
slid for a long way, didn't you?
458 feet to be exact is what they measured off. So I mean, whether give or take a couple of feet didn't really matter. I know I was just pulled up.
Now, are you holding that record also?
No, I've lost that record. Thank God I lost that record. Matter of fact, I'll just give you a quick deal. Bill Furr, actually a guy out of Orangeburg, South Carolina, he fell down at 2:15. But the gentleman I was just telling you about, Corey Hogan, young guy, great guy. Another one of these deals, a little cocky, not a lot of respect for the bikes, and you got to have a lot of respect when you got 1,500 horsepower on two wheels.
Yeah.
He crashed last year at 246 miles an hour. Didn't get hurt. Did not get hurt.
They're like rubber bands when you're that young.
Well, I don't know. I was pretty young. I wasn't like a rubber band. I flipped. But, the tracks are a lot safer today than they were back when I was running. We had to bail off because we thought we was going to hit the guardrail. And, of course, we used to have little grass strips, in between the racetrack and the guardrail. And, now we got all nice asphalt and concrete walls, which is a major plus. In drag or in any kind of racing, it's the sudden stop that does all the damage. It's not the sliding.
If you got a bail and you just slide forever, that's great. I mean, hey.
Just burns you a little bit, man. It was quite a trip. I got to spend about a week in the hospital down in Gainesville, Florida. Had to have a few things relocated and fixed, and didn't get hurt bad. Got a lot of burns, a lot of skin and elbows messed up, and I only broke one bone, so. But just really made
bail out at 205 miles an hour and,
yeah,
and one bone. That's pretty doggone good.
A lot of gravel in me, So I got to do that little dipping thing where they kind of take you and they dip you down in this thing, they soak you, and then they pull you out, and then they start pulling the rocks out.
Oh,
yeah. So it was quite interesting. So I've got a lot more respect for what I do now than I did. You as you get older, you get a little bit smarter. I finally figured out the throttle works two ways.
Yeah.
It definitely got an on and an off.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely does.
I'm tend now, if I get in a little bit of trouble, I tend now to shut it off.
Yeah.
So
I got to watch, and I finally caught it, and I think I caught it, and you're on Facebook, let everybody know, but I caught your video of your 580 run. Don't you think that would have been a little bit faster if the tire was on the ground?
Well, yeah. It's all good. You lose horse. I always tell everybody, we try to. You always want to try to, not carry the wheel, but we usually carry the wheel about 1,000 feet. We'll carry the wheel. So
that was the whole run.
Yeah. And the 574. My world's quickest time is a 574. So it does that. It's that's all part of it, man. It's I can't even explain it. Everybody says, well, how do you go that fast? Well, it's hard. It's kind of like a woman having a baby. I mean, how do you explain what it feels like unless you do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
you do know who we're having on that's going to be calling in at the end of your little spot here, right?
No.
Valerie.
Your female.
Oh, Valerie.
Part, yes.
Oh, okay, from Texas, right?
Arizona.
Well, she knows who I am.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's already been talking about you on Facebook and everything.
Oh, yeah, yep. Matter of fact, I got to actually meet her last year in Indianapolis. So we had a great time. Actually got to have share a few drinks, and I don't think we went to dinner. We had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a very talented girl. She's pretty too.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. She's good.
She's very pretty. So
he's got some pictures over there. I've got them on the screen over here too.
I've never got to see you run, and I'm going to take care of that this year, I hope, if you come close. But I did definitely want to come and see you run. But I've seen you do some burnouts on this thing. I know how it happened, but how did you get the name Spiderman?
Well, it all goes back to 1980, Indianapolis Raceway. I was a rookie. It's kind of strange now on my hero cards. It says elder statesman. Well, I can remember when we said that was the young gun. The young gun out there. Now I'm the elder statesman. But it's just the way I ride. And if you went on YouTube and saw any of my runs, I move on the bike quite a bit. And it's to get the bike to go straight. And an announcer started calling me Spiderman, and it just kind of stuck with me. It was Steve Evans. So
was it really?
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. I got to deal. We used to do a lot of stuff. Within HRA, and to meet a lot of them guys, and to know Steve Evans, know Cameron Evans, his son, which is actually is the president of Redline Oil now.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know
So
that.
he was at one time. He was the editor of Hot Rod Magazine and all that stuff. So
Right.
he's a great guy, and it's so the names kind of just stuck with me. And these guys, I was fortunate enough to know Cameron, so I got to be in Hot Rod Magazine a lot, and that's how it's that's how it's all about. Just like this young man you were just talking to, that's what he's got to do. You got to get yourself out into the public, get to know people, and get all the ink you can possibly get.
Every ounce of it.
You got to get it. It don't matter, you got to start. It don't matter where it's at. You got to get the ink, and it's a shame. It's just like doing this right here. You got to get this out, and the first thing tomorrow is we'll put a big blast out on Facebook. And I should have done that tonight. That we was coming down, and I forgot your hand down. So it's just one of them things. We've been kind of running crazy here the last couple of days.
I put it on your page for you. Anyway.
Oh, that'll work. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And we also now we have a fan page on Facebook. So we're over the 5,000 limit. So that's quite a feat there.
And that does work pretty good. The Facebook and all that does work very
Facebook works great. Twitter's another good deal, but Twitter's more NASCAR more so than drag racing right now. But motorcycle, we're such a small family in the motorcycle drag racing crew. We're not like NASCAR. We don't make the money that we don't get $20 million and be able to cuss out people, to be able to cuss out
everybody and officials.
Reporters. Yeah, we don't do that. We have a little bit more, and that's just from being spoiled and getting somewhere too quick. But
access to you guys is very easy, from what I understand.
Access to you pay a pit pass, you come into us, and we're right there.
And it's grandstand pit pass. You can
Absolutely.
It's usually either way, and come down and drag racing's always been a very open sport.
It's very open. You can come out, and I've got the big awnings, and I have places where we actually have fans come in and sit down. We make them feel welcome to come in. Hey, man, we got a spot. You get tired, come in and sit down. And we spend a lot of money on waters and sodas and stuff to try to take care of kids. A lot of candy because we like to take care of the kids. And my birthday, I just turned 54, January the 28th, and to see all of the stuff that we got on Facebook from the kids and the happy birthday, kids actually filming themselves and putting it on Facebook of singing happy birthday to me. I had a 3-year-old, and I had all the way from Australia, New Zealand, France, England, New Zealand. I had people sending happy. So Facebook definitely works. As long as it's used the right way. Unfortunately, we have people out there that still today that we have to monitor our page to make sure that we keep the stuff off of the page that we don't want on there because we promote to kids, to the young people coming up.
Yeah.
And and I've had the fortune enough to have a great bunch of great young racers in Legends that I've been involved with. A lot of local. I mean, Nick Smith. I mean, he was one. He's an excellent young racer.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he's just not been in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
We've had Langley Speedway's a great place to make it. I mean, it's look at Denny Hamlin. I mean, he come right there. He was he won the championship out there in when they used to call it mini stocks.
Yeah.
So, but there again, it goes to show you at the right place at the right time. And Denny happened to be racing in Richmond, a late model stock car. Who was there? Coach Gibbs. So. He saw him, liked him, and look where he's at today.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Exactly. Speaking of right place and right time, I had ran into you earlier this summer, and we were talking about your television appearance. And I want to talk about that bike a little bit. Are you still doing it?
Oh, we're still doing it. Yeah, we're still involved. I was talking to Senior today, matter of fact.
Really?
So, yeah. So it's matter of fact. He's the reason I'm late, okay?
Okay.
That's who I was talking to.
Okay,
all right,
we'll accept that.
Yeah. He's mean enough now. You don't want to hang up on him,
You'll have to watch the thing on YouTube later once we publish it there, archive it. About we were giving you a hard time. Said, what's happening to this fastest man in the world here on a motorcycle and he can't even get here on time? Things like that.
Well, that's great. Well, we're working on some new stuff. Even we're doing some new stuff with. There's a new show that starts airing in March, called Cafe Racer. We actually did their first episode with them back in last November, so that'll air in March. I don't know exactly the air date. We're working on some more stuff with Orange County with the electric bike. That's been quite a feat.
How fast have you gone on that bike so far?
I set the world. We also hold the world record on the quickest and fastest electric bike. We have the world record with it at a 717 at 187 miles an hour.
This is with a battery and a motor.
A battery and a motor.
I know there's more to it, but that's pretty much what it is. A battery.
Walk over and cut that light switch on. It's about what it's like riding this thing. I mean, it's either it takes off. This thing is pretty wild. You got to figure this thing has it has 4,000 amps, 400 volts. Very powerful. You got to realize these batteries would run your house. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's there's a lot of engine. I've learned more about electricity than I know. I don't want to touch that. I mean,
don't get shorted.
We let the engineers do all that. I mean, you have to be really careful with this thing because it's. We just got some new batteries in. You know, unfortunately, we don't make a lot of batteries over here in the U.S. So everything either comes from China, Korea, Vietnam.
Right.
So we just got some new ones in from Vietnam that are really high-powered, and they're 60 pounds lighter than the last set that we had. So we're expecting big things out of this thing. So it takes 60 pounds of weight off. We expect, with the extra power that we're going to have, we expect to run in the mid-sixes with this thing at over 200 miles an hour. So we'll see.
What do you prefer? The electric or the nitro burning?
Money.
You don't care as long as there's money.
It's money. I've always been a piston engine guy, but fortunately, with electronics, as we know, everything going green, it's a big plus.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see it in our lifetime, but one day that's what you're going to see. You're going to see NASCARs, you're going to see Formula Ones. We already have Formula Ones that's running electric motors. Okay, I mean,
they're running that
four-wheel, the four-wheel electric deal. So you're going to see one day. You're going to see all electrics. And the technology and to deal with the geeks that you get to deal with is pretty cool. These guys are different characters. We're dealing with the motor that was in this electric bike was a 35 horsepower electric motor. It's a 1,500 horsepower electric motor now. So it's pretty impressive the work they did, and to be able to work with Orange County to do the thing, it was quite interesting. You know, we got to do a couple of episodes on the show, and it was quite. You know, when we aired the show, the bike wasn't ready for the show.
Yeah, there
was too many bugs. It wasn't worked out, and so now we're working on the deal now to do another show, and I think it's going to be good for Orange County. It's going to show that they didn't quit and redo the deal, and it shows it kind of puts off that they can do more than just build a custom bike that you can ride on the street. And Jim, I can't think of his last name right now. Their head engineer up there is very, very talented, and all the guys in the shop are talented. You know, Rick and the boys that do all the body work, and I mean, it's quite a lot of talent.
Quite an operation.
Yeah, and Senior is he's quite an interesting character.
I'll bet he is.
And the GM Steve, he's a really interesting character. So we had a lot of fun. I'm very impressed with their store.
Really,
it's by far top of the line. It's like walking into a NASCAR shop. I mean, it's every kind of CNC water jets, 5-axis water jet machines. It's really impressive.
They are serious about their bikes up there.
Very serious, and a lot of people say, their bike. Well, they hadn't been there and see how they build them. They use every nut and bolt they use is all grade 8 stuff. It's nothing's cheap about their motorcycles. You hear people, and I used to think it was cheap. They would just kind of throw together things, but once being there and seeing what they do, it's not like that at all.
You don't see a quarter on the TV show. You don't see a quarter of what they actually go through.
No, I mean now the show's kind of split up between junior and senior, so you don't see anything. You don't see the behind the
scenes.
You don't see behind the scenes a lot of work, and Jim Quinn is there. He's on the show all the time. Very talented guy. I mean, he makes some stuff that is unbelievable. I mean, if you ever seen the FBI bike that they built, was probably the most impressive bike that I've ever seen built. You know, to make the badge and how he engraved the badge, and you know, this thing's 3D. It's crazy how he had to machine this thing, and it was and then to the detail. So
you got a brother that's actually a very talented machinist too.
My brother is. I was getting around him. He's the one that actually helped design the Orange County bike, the electric bike. He actually, as far as the seat and the frame width, and then, he gave them all the measurements, what to do. He's very talented. I mean, you got to realize he has built in this whole universe. We've got. I think 6 motorcycles, either 5 or 6 motorcycles that's been in the 5-second zone. We've built 4 of them.
Really?
So that says something for my brother. Not only is he a great designer and bike builder, you just look at my bike, and by far it's superior than most bikes out there. He's a great crew chief. He's very smart, very intense. I would say he's not one of the guys that we want to put out in the public when he's racing. We keep him in the trailer.
Yeah.
Well, you should be helping this young lady we got on the phone here waiting now.
Oh yeah. Well, she is a Bonneville racer.
Yeah, which probably takes more cojones than. Well, I'd say about the same though. You're doing it in a quarter mile. She's doing it in. Is it a mile, Valerie?
Yeah, the mile is the Bonneville. Mm-hmm.
She likes to do it for a long time. I'm a short guy.
You just can't hang.
I can't hang that long.
Oh,
no, I like to get it over with.
So many jokes on that we could throw.
Oh, I know. I was thinking too.
Valerie, we're sitting here with Larry McBride, and we got Valerie Thompson on the phone. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you. Sounds like you guys are having fun.
Oh, we always have a blast down here. I'm going to kind of give this to Valerie here. You're doing this for a mile, and he's doing this for a quarter of a mile. Tell us the difference between the two. I mean, how much of a big difference is there besides the length of the track?
A few seconds.
Well, the bikes are quite a bit different.
I used to do the drag racing. You know, I did the V-Rod Destroyer, and I did got my feet wet into the Pro Stock Buell at the NHRA. Did a few events there. It's a huge difference between drag racing and quarter mile and land speed racing at the salt flats, because the salt flats your goal is to get up to the maximum speed as quickly as possible. So you're really truly holding on to the throttle for 3.5 to 4 miles. By the time you're done crossing the actually measured time mile, you're basically going 200 miles per hour, at 3.5, 4 miles. And, you allow a little bit of slow to stop. You don't stop very quick. You just kind of finesse the throttle and get off of it very slowly, so you don't bring up all the RPMs down real quick, because it can wad you up.
You stop. You've got two. I'm going to ask Larry this. You've got 2 disc brakes on yours. You can't use a parachute or anything like that.
Well, we've got parachutes into the drag racing now. I don't run one, but we got a lot of guys that do run them now. I'm one of the old school guys. I make sure my brakes are good, and I don't run real short tracks. So you just got to, my new bike will have a parachute on it. We're going to put it on for emergency use, and hope you don't ever need it. But I've had some opportunities to run Bonneville. I'm the type person I've been drag racing all my life, and I'm also, if you get out of your domains of what you're doing, you see a lot of guys that do that, and then they end up getting themselves hurt. So I'm going to say what I know, and I'm going to let Valerie do what she knows, and she can do both. I watched her run when she run the Destroyer and stuff, so I know her, and she's quite a great racer, and she's got a lot of great accomplishments, and I'm going to leave that part to her, and hopefully I'll see her in Indy next week.
You going to be in Indy next week?
I am. I'll be in the C-type battery charger booth number 5432.
All right. Well, I'll be in the webcam Kibble White booth, but I don't know the booth number.
You're going to be in the webcam? Oh, yes.
Yeah, webcam Kibble White precision machining booth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then Wednesday night we'll be at St. Elmo's eating. So, can't wait to go there either. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
But look forward to seeing you. It's great. I kind of keep up with you every now and then on Facebook. I'm not one of these guys that sit down on Facebook for a long period of time. About 5 minutes at a time, and then I get to go.
Yeah.
But how you been?
I've been doing great, thank you.
Good.
Yeah. And I am a Facebook junkie. It kind of relieves some stress when I get to get on it and chat with people and share funny pictures and good pictures and pictures from the past. And I've got like 33,000 pictures all in my photo album. And I'm looking at some of these. I was like, man, I should post some of these because they're just sitting. Might as well show the new fans what I've done in the past and what I'm doing in the current and versus sitting in my computer. So I like the Facebook. It's a little stress relief.
I think it's a great thing myself. As long as it's used right, it's
yes.
It's just neat for me because I get to keep up with a lot of people, and I do. People ask me all the time, "Do you do that yourself?" Well, yes, I do. I don't do it all myself, but I do a lot of it myself. So. Yeah. I'm the one that deletes the people that does bad stuff. I can tell you that. I do all of that. We don't allow any of that on my Facebook page if we can all help it. So we allow all the good stuff. And I just posted a great thing today on my page that it says 4 wheels moves your body, 2 wheels moves your soul.
Yep,
that's
all
right.
that.
Yes.
So it's
heard that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now I didn't do that myself. I have to give Michelle. I have to give her credit for that. She did all of that, and she kind of helps me keep up my Facebook. And Jack Crapella, my PR guy, he kind of helps me keep it up a little bit because when you're dealing with 5,000 people, as you know, it's hard to keep up and.
I'm up to 3 Facebook accounts.
Oh yeah, wow, it's just crazy. I got my fan page account now, and it's a great thing. It's Facebook's great. We get out now. We can do more and more for our sponsors. And I need to go on Twitter. I need to do the Twitter thing, but we got to get more sponsors so we can spend more time on the computer. Is that not right?
Yes, you're right.
Val, if I'm not mistaken,
you can set up your Facebook to allow you, and to every time you make a posting on your Facebook, it flops right into your Twitter account.
Oh, really? That's why I need to do that.
Big Twitter? Yeah, I'm not a big Twitter fan. Even though little birdies come and knock on my door once in a while, say, "Hey, tweet me." But it goes right over to. I don't know how I have it set up or how it is set up, but. Somehow I must have hit the right key to make it work, but it does transfer right over.
Yeah, you can cross-link both your Facebook and the Twitter accounts, and just set up for whichever one you want it to go to.
Oh well, I need to do that. So I'm not. I can tell you anything you want to know about a top fuel bike. I just can't tell you. I leave the computer stuff to the computer people. So that's who I'm looking at, the computer guy now. So let them do all the hard work.
That's right. Because I don't know. I'll screw up a computer in a heartbeat.
He will. Trust me, he will.
I'm very bad about it. Believe you me. I'm gonna get you out of here. Give us a schedule this year. You got to do how many races?
Well, we've not got a full schedule yet. Right now, my first race is going to be April 13th, 14th, 15th, Valdosta, Georgia. Now we will be, and then August 11th, I'm going to be at the Night of Fire in Norwalk, Ohio. I've got a bunch of deals in the work of doing Bristol, Tennessee, Night of Fire. None of the dates yet. We'll do Gainesville, Florida, Night of Fire. Looks like we'll do Atlanta, Georgia, Night of Fire. We're working on some stuff to do up at PA, but that's kind of not done. We got a lot of stuff in the works, but nothing really sealed. as we all know, it's we're in some tough times, and especially in racing, and it's all going to be good, but it's just one of them things. Just got to keep hanging in there, and we'll keep everybody posted on Facebook about what's going on, and I'm looking forward to a good year. It's next week we're going to go to Indy. That's that's the deal where I say we all go up there and we shake our little cup, man. Hoping we get some pennies, man. We take it. Used to we wanted a quarter. Today we'll take pennies. So it's all good, And we'll see you next week, Valerie.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. Yes.
Okay, great.
Get on out of here. I know you got work to do. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me, and this is a great deal. I hope to come back, and maybe one night we can do the show again together, Valerie.
Yes, we can.
We'll try to make a point that we get the two of y'all together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll definitely do that.
We're going to be together next week.
There you go. Bring me back an autograph.
Hey, no racing.
Yeah, you can do that too. Bring her back.
I got a place on the water. I'll let her stay there.
Come on.
I don't want to race Larry.
Get on out of here, Larry. I know you're busy. We'll see you later.
Thanks for having me, man. I really enjoyed it.
Come on down anytime you want.
We're going to come down and do it. Have a great time.
All right. Take care.
Job.
Thanks.
Great job, brother.
Valerie, how you doing tonight?
I like Valerie.
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
We were trying to do a motorcycle show tonight, so and having Larry down here, and I had to get you on here. I said, man, we got to call Valerie. So what are you doing this year? Give us an update.
Well, this year I've focused all my efforts this year on land speed racing, and we've got about 10 events that we're going to do. I never knew, I've always been a Bonneville racer, and I never knew that there was so many land speed racing opportunities out there. So we're going to hit the Texas Mile coming up in March, and Mojave Mile, and the Bub, and Ohio Mile, some Loring, Maine, and we're going to go have some fun and go fast.
What kind of what kind of bike are you trying to run on these milers?
Well, I just recently rode the BMW S1000RR, and that is the bike that I'm going to stick with. I love that bike. It was awesome. It was great handling, and I've never been a superbike or a sport bike rider up until last year in September when I went to the Salt Flats with it. So, I'm a Harley girl, Harley at heart, and been riding Harleys for, 12 years now, on the street, and drag racing for, it'll be 7 years. Not full-time, but, on and off. And so I'm going to switch it up a gear.
You're going to try the BMW, which is not a bad German-made bike, very good bike.
Yes.
So we're going to race that. I'm reading kind of your deal you sent to Doc. You still might do some drag racing.
Still might do some drag racing, yeah, if I can squeeze a little money out of the, if there's a little money left over in the land speed racing, we might bring the drag bike out and maybe hit a race or two, just to have some fun, just to kind of get back out there and do it, and maybe create some noise. I don't know.
At least get out there and get going on it, right?
Yeah, I miss the drag racing, the quarter mile, and I do truly love it. I love the fans being out there. When I did a few events at the NHRA, it was just the night and day difference between the fans at the All Harley Drags versus the fans at the NHRA. They're all great fans, trust me, but there are so many of them, and it really gives me that motivation to go out there and do well for all of them.
Okay, this is, I know you're not supposed to ask this question to any female, but how long you been doing this, and how old are you? Sorry.
I recently started, racing, locally here in Scottsdale, Arizona, 6 years ago. And so I really started late in my years and in my 40s.
That's fine. That's fine.
I wish that I would have started a long time ago, but there's always a right time and a right place and the right person to tell you, hey, Valerie, you're out of control. Take it to the racetrack. I've seen you out here, in and out of traffic, speeding, and, I didn't get a speeding ticket. I didn't get pulled over and, stop on the hand and arrest or anything like that. But, it was a local friend here that did say that I was out of control, and it kind of thought to myself, I better take it to the track. It's more self-controlled and a much more safer environment. So as we sit right now, I don't speed on the street.
Have you been riding motorcycles all your life then?
No, I recently started riding bikes in 1999. In 1999, when I lived in Tacoma, Washington, and street riding, which is a great passion, and it took passion into racing. So here I am now.
What
racing?
I know why, but what brought you to Bonneville? What made you say, I'm going to run 3 miles at over 200 miles an hour? What kind of brought that passion on to do that?
Well, it took one person to say, hey, I want you to run my bike at the Bonneville Salt Flats. And I knew nothing about the Salt Flats. I was like, I had to do some research. And then when I saw what the salt and the land looked like, I was like, oh, no, I got to figure out an excuse of how I got to get out of this. I'm afraid of, I don't like to get my street bike in marbles, meaning dirt or rocks or gravel. I hate that. I hate it when I got to go into that situation. And I don't like driving in the snow. So when I look at the salt flats, I think of ice and slippery and can't turn very well. But the traction at the salt flats really surprised me. Even though it does rob a little bit of your horsepower, you do pick up some traction, and the traction is the most challenging thing, I would say, at the Bonneville Salt Flats. So it really took a person to ask me, hey, please ride my bike. Will you ride my bike?
And you just said, heck yeah, and
Awesome.
And got hooked on it ever since, huh?
Yes. It's kind of like you take your bike down to the racetrack and just do, some Friday night, Saturday night passes, and you kind of get hooked. You fall in love with the racetrack, It's very challenging, so.
We're going to get you out of here soon, and I appreciate you coming on, and I love having you on here. Tell us about this new battery charger. You've got me intrigued on this.
Uh-oh. Well, they are the smartest battery charger in the world, and the reason why I say that is because they sponsor me.
Well, they must be pretty doggone smart then.
They're really smart, and it's even smarter when I can learn how to. When I learn it, when I use it, it's idiot-proof and it's reliable. It's shock-proof, and I don't like the shocks. Like when you go to touch both the cables together, it sparks. But this battery charger does not. It's called CTAC Smarter Chargers, and they make these chargers. What some people might not know is that they build high-quality chargers for Lamborghinis, Audi, Porsche, Bentleys, BMWs, Rolls-Royce, you name it. All the high-end cars come with this battery charger, and it does have their name, BMW, Lamborghini, Audi, Porsche. It has their name on the charger. So if you see, and if somebody is listening, they do have one of these cars, look at the charger, go to smartercharger.com, and you'll see that, wow, this is the same charger.
So. and we've got some more ones. I'm sitting here and I'm kind of reading this. Martech Service Company has come on board with you, and Jags is on board, but they've been on with you for a while, haven't they?
Jags, no. Jags just recently signed up as a support sponsor. It's my first year with them, and looking, real forward to promoting their products, online products. Also, Worldwide Bearings also just recently partnershiped with me, and we're going to get some nice ceramic balls to put in my bike.
What for her bike?
Oh, we're not even going to go there.
But you know what? As long as they make me go fast, and I think we'll be fine. We'll all get along.
Larry, I got to tell you off. I can't tell you on the air, but Larry told me about one time what it took to get on one of his bikes, and what you just mentioned actually had something to do with it. About the ball bearings.
Yeah.
So, boy, you just threw me off guard.
I know what you're going to say now.
He told me what you had to do with them to get on one of those, and it's funny. How do it's a male-dominated sport.
Yes.
How is it? How do you feel about being in this sport? Doing what the guys are doing. Do you get a lot of respect out of the guys, or are they like, she's just a girl, she can't do this? I mean, what's the attitude out there?
Well, the attitude when I first started doing it was like, she's a girl, she's just a pretty face, and, no wonder why she gets the sponsors, and yada, yada, yada. That's how I felt coming into it, and after a couple of years into it, I think more now, it just takes time to get respected out there, and it takes time to prove your skills as a racer. And once you kind of do that, then I think you're in like Flynn. I think they think of you more as there's no male-dominant sport. We're all even, we're all unisex. I appreciate them because they push me, and whenever I get negativity thrown at me, it makes me even thrive on that negativity to even want to do better, to improve myself in all different ways. So they do. They're challenging. They can be out there. Nice ones. There's a lot of nice ones, but there's a little bit of small ones that are out there that are not so nice, but that's all right.
I've always been told you can never tell the sex when they put the uniforms on.
True. Absolutely.
So
now I was told by John Noonan, which is an incredible racer out there, and he was giving me some pointers at the last, we were at the PRI show in Orlando, and we were talking, and he's like, Valerie, do you tuck your hair in, or do you let your hair fly? I said, I had to think about that. Well, I always leave my hair out because then I want them to know that I'm a girl. Got to tuck it in because it can shave off a few, maybe half a millisecond or something. So I might just look like a boy out there after doing so.
Hey, you got the suit on.
Sure, right? We got to do everything we can to keep tucked in, and the hair's blowing. Tuck the hair in too.
Well, listen, Valerie, I'm going to let you get off here. We've got, and if you want...
She may want to say something,
You want to stick in? We've got David Ragan on the other line. David, you there with us?
I sure am. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. You got Valerie Thompson on here, and Valerie, you still hold the world record at Bonneville, right?
Yes, I still have two of them.
What are those two?
The two are in a class, it's not the Panhead class, but there's several MPS 1000 or 2000. The land speed record is approximately 161 miles per hour. And I tried to go and attempt the production class bike record, but I only went 201 miles per hour on that.
Oh, only 201 miles an hour.
I only went 201 on the BMW, so we'll try it again this year. Many tries.
Many tries. Well, listen, we're going to wish you the best of luck. I'm going to get you on here.
All right.
And call us back. You call us back after that PRI show. I'd love to talk to you about a little bit about that.
Now, I think she might want to ask David about doing a ride-along thing, though. I saw her posting something on Facebook.
Yeah. I was wondering if maybe David wanted to do a ride-along with me. We could do the 2S thing.
Yeah, I would enjoy that. I've always dreamed about going out to Bonneville one year, and I guess that's on my bucket list, so I need to go to work on that.
All right. Well, I'll keep you up to date.
Yeah, but please do that.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, have fun and go fast, right?
That's it, Valerie. Good luck, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. David Ragan now with Front Row Motorsports, correct?
That's right, yeah. The Front Row Motorsports team getting ready for Daytona. Just a few days away. Our Bud Shootout cars turned out nice, and our guys are up there practicing pit stops today, and they're shaping up, so things are looking up for us.
How's that transaction going? I mean, Front Row is becoming a very notable team now. How's that? How y'all getting along over there?
So far, so good. You know, the Front Row team's always had a, I guess an association with Roush Fenway Racing and then Ford Racing. So I knew a lot of those guys. They travel with us. In years past, we fly on the Roush airplanes every week going to the races. So, you know, they're a good group of guys, but we still need to work hard to find some more sponsorship to kind of get our team to the next level. We just announced our sponsor today, MHT, Maximum Human Performance, that is going to be in our car at Daytona at the Bud Shootout. So we're pumped about that. We've got some positive things that are happening, and looking forward to making some news.
So we've got a sponsor for Daytona, and you are going to run all the races, right? This is not going to be a part-time deal. You're doing this full-time, right?
Right, yeah. David Gill and I, full-time schedule in both cars. And then our team owner, Bob Jenkins, he puts a lot of money into the program to keep it going. And, you know, we've got some races sold this year, but we still need to continue to do some more. But the season's it's near. We feel good. We feel like our race cars are ready, and looking forward to getting down to Daytona and rocking and rolling.
Who's going to be your? I haven't heard, and it might be out there, but I haven't heard. Who's your crew chief this year?
Jay Guy, which has been in the NASCAR garage for a number of years. He came on board at Front Row Motorsports about halfway through last season, so he's got a good reputation. He and I see eye to eye on a few things, and we've ultimately going to take some time to continue to learn each other's habits and then good things and bad things about one another. But we're looking forward to it. We've got the same goals in mind to be competitive, to grow this team to the next level, and I think that we're going to surprise a lot of people.
Well, I hope you do. You always had some really good runs with Roush, and you're still in Fords now, correct?
That's right. Yeah, still with the Ford camp, so we're going to be running the Ford FR9 engines from Roush Yates engine shop, and then we're excited about that. That's a lot of good things are happening. I tell everyone that this team's got a lot of potential. We got a lot of young guys that are working hard that want to get this team to the next level.
Did you get a chance to go down and test at Daytona with the new EFI?
Yep. We've tested there at Daytona with the bigger plates and the smaller rear spoilers. So I got a feel for what we're going to need in order to go fast down there. NASCAR still changed a few other rules between then and now. The location of the front air intake, the rear bumper changed it around a little bit. So it's going to be different going back to Daytona, but the cars are going to be fast. We're going to qualify in the 190s. We're going to draft over 200. So the speeds are definitely going to be high.
Did you notice any difference between a carburetor and that EFI?
Not from where I'm sitting. I don't know one thing any different. If they didn't tell me that I had a electronic fuel injection, I wouldn't know the difference.
You wouldn't know one difference. Everybody was kind of worried about that. And a lot of people have heard this fuel mileage. Is that really going to be just as big of a deal as it was in years past with this new EFI? Maybe not. We'll be able to monitor our fuel mileage and be more accurate on our laps that we can run. But as far as getting better fuel mileage or worse or exactly what, it's going to be about the same. I don't see where it's going to be any different. But we will be able to monitor very closely. You probably won't see as many guys running out of fuel, cutting it short, because we'll be able to see we're exactly right where we're at. Yeah. I know you're at a basketball game, and I know you want to make it quick. What game you at?
At the UNC Duke game tonight here in Chapel Hill. I don't really have a dog in the fight. I'm a Georgia Tech fan from Georgia, but growing up here in the Carolinas the last few years, you have an appreciation for the rivalry. So it's you probably hear a lot of background noise, and then the arena is getting ready to get started. It'll be a fun night, kind of the calm before the storm, before we get busy racing.
Well, listen, we're going to let you go enjoy your game, and I want to thank you for coming on. I know you got some sponsors you want to thank. Why don't you give them a quick shout out?
Yeah, the Front Row Motorsports Stage had some positive announcements the last couple of months. We announced about a month ago that ModSpace was going to come on board as associate sponsor for my car and a primary for David Gillen for a few races throughout the season. And then Maximum Human Performance, MHP, just today was announced. And they're going to be in our car for the bus shootout down in Daytona. So, some good things happen. We need to announce a couple more between now and the summer months, and then we'll be able to keep rocking and rolling. But always, Ford Motor Company helps us out a lot, and if it wasn't for them, then we certainly couldn't make it possible.
Well, you've been a very good representative, Ford, and I know you hated to leave Roush, but I'm glad to see you ended up with a very good team.
Well, we appreciate it. Always glad to be on the show, and we'll talk to you guys soon, I'm sure.
All right, good luck at Daytona.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You ain't done yet.
What do you mean we ain't done yet? It's 8 o'clock.
You got somebody that's going to be calling.
We got somebody that's going to be calling. Who's going to be calling? That was great tonight. Valerie, thank you. I hope you're watching this. Larry, Spiderman. We could spend an hour with Larry telling old stories. David Ragan, I know he was in a rush because of the game. Thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it. Greg Gaulding, great little kid. I'm glad to see him doing very well.
Yeah, he's always appreciative of being on here with us.
There was somebody that made a comment, and I'm going to rephrase him. I never brought up about the USARA. I brought up about the Pass Series. That's it. But anyway, other than that, and I'm watching YouTube video. YouTube videos of Valerie Thompson in her drag racing. So, who else is calling in?
One of the Pistones.
Chrissy calling in?
Yep, she wants to call in and talk about some stuff.
Okay.
So, I texted her and I sent her a message, so.
She's got just... Okay. And I wish we could put this up there.
Put what?
This pass. Have you ever seen this? What? I gotta see. Here it is. Here's his 574.
Minutes going.
Oh yeah, it's about a minute 38 deal. And they do. And if you haven't seen it, they do like a top fuel burnout.
Yep.
And then they got to back them up. And these guys, he literally. Did you see the run that he had on YouTube? The front wheel's off the ground that far.
Yeah, he's riding on three.
He's riding on that back wheel, and you're right, he does.
On two wheels, he got a wheelie bar. So
well, now that's true too. That's true too. So, Chrissy, if you're watching, please call in. I'm hungry.
You're always hungry.
I know, and I gotta watch what I eat, man. So. But yeah, Valerie's going to be, if you're going to be in the greater Indiana area.
Indianapolis area.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indiana,
Dealer
a little larger
Expos.
than Indianapolis, okay?
And I'm not sure where that, it's got to be in downtown Indy. She'll be at the C-Tech.
I think it's going to be at Indianapolis Speedway.
I think it's the Indy Expo Center. That's different. You know, the Indy.
Well, get on Facebook and ask her.
You know that the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is not in Indianapolis. It is in Speedway, Indiana. Dealer Expo, Indy. C-Tech battery charger booth, 5432, whatever that means. And C-Tech, smartest battery in the world. Larry McBride will be at the webcams booth. You want me to answer that? Here's the bite. I'm sorry, folks, but we're watching Larry McBride. Now he's on the electric bike. He was telling me a story that the first time he ran it, he was sitting there and he was staging and pre-lining, and they heard him cough. Snag on line one. Let's talk racing.
Hey there, is this?
Hey, Chrissy. Is this Chrissy Pistone?
This is Chrissy Pistone. Who is this?
This is Matt. How you doing?
Hey, Matt. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What's going on? What's going on in the world of Pistone racing? I get it.
You ready for the Rockingham race, April 14th and 15th at Andy Hillenberg's? We're very, very excited. But no, the reason tonight I'm just very saddened. There's a lot going on Facebook. I don't know if you've been reading on Tiger Daddy's page or mine. Have you read about that?
I haven't. I seen something. I seen what you posted on the other day, but I haven't seen. I don't know what's going on. Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. What had happened was, when we first started forming the team, a gentleman came up to my father, and he said that he does marketing. Daddy didn't know the gentleman. So, anyway, he talked to him, thought, he'd be a good, trustworthy person. And he told him, my daughter's doing the PR, please get in touch with her. So they get in touch with me. And to make a long story short, this person, let's put it this way. If he's a marketer, then I work at Kmart and I sell shoes. Because in all honesty, and no offense to anybody does sell shoes, but in all honesty, a person that markets, they do not talk this kind of way. They do not take things that you tell them and they use it in their manner. They do not twist things to their liking. They put Tiger Daddy on a radio show, and we never signed a contract with these people, so understand this first off. And they put my dad on a radio show. Daddy, with his own hands, typed thank you to Greg and Russell, and this is Southeast Radio that did this to me. And I asked them, could I have the link to the radio station? You know how the fans want to hear it, Matt, afterwards when they miss it?
Exactly.
Okay, well, I wanted the link. And Russell said that there's an issue, and I said, what's wrong? And Russell said, well, Chrissy, Greg doesn't feel like, Tiger did them justice by his thank you. And I'm like, excuse me, he typed that himself. And they did maybe 5 paragraphs, Matt, and it was pre-done, and it said, I saved it, and it says, hey, everybody, this is Chrissy. I'm tired from promoting the team, and I forgot to formally thank Southeastern Radio properly. So I told him I will not undermine my dad's heartfelt thank you by plastering something fake that they made for me, because I felt, Matt, that was wrong to do to Tiger Daddy when he learned technology himself on the phone and typed it.
So this guy is kind of portraying. I know what you're saying, but he's portraying y'all as he's your PR guy, and sounds like he's been doing a little bit of shady dealings behind the scenes.
Oh, what it is you've got one guy, Ed Hines, that was pretending to be our PR guy. And then he joined in with Greg and Russell's show now, with Southeastern Radio, and putting their drivers on that now. And Tiger's Daddy's thank you wasn't good enough, so they wanted me to do this fake announcement and overwrite Daddy's thank you with the one they made up for me. And I wouldn't do that. Instead, I typed back to keep your link, because I am never going to compromise my principle and how I was raised. And in the intro to all of this, Matt, the sad thing about this is Daddy confided in this guy and told him that, Chrissy, you all know I had a battle with cancer, and thank God I beat it. You know that, Matt.
Yep.
And anyway, this gentleman went on his race page, and he said that he talked to my father, and I'm sick, and that's why I go around slandering people. And, Matt, I don't slander anybody. You've known me. You see me on Facebook.
Yep.
I'm all for racing. I'm all for respect. But I feel that what was done to me worries me, because this could happen to anybody that starts out in racing, back in racing again, forming a team again. Somebody that, like me, that put my trust and faith in somebody. I did not sign a contract with them. However, I did talk to them in lengthy phone conversations. But I never one time, Matt, signed anything for them to represent us, anything. And then all of a sudden now this Greg is bashing me on Facebook, and so is Edward Hines. And it's just become it's just a nightmare. I mean, it's just been horrible, and this is not what the racing community is about. The racing community is about love and helping one another. I've never ran into this before.
You know what? All the years I've been around racing, and you know, you've been around all your life, and you know, I can remember as 2-3 years old, you know, being around it with my dad and all that. It always seems you get people that are, for lack of better words, jealous, and they will do negative things to you to keep you down. They don't want you to do better because they can't do any better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. But, you know, the sad thing about this, you know, Matt, is that he's going around telling people he's a Christian. And during the first few conversations we had with him, I guess he thought that I was so sick that I could not convey a message to my father, so he had me record him. And I had him on cassette, and after the 6th phone call, I couldn't tape him anymore. And every word out of his mouth was cussing, and then he would apologize for cussing, then turn right around and cuss again. And then always ended it with, "You can trust in me, I'm a Christian."
Yeah.
So finally I said, I can't deal with this anymore. I deleted him off of my friend. I deleted myself from the race page group. And the next thing you know, he calls Tiger Daddy's phone. And he says, "Tom, I just wanted to let you know I deleted Chrissy today." And Daddy stopped him right then and there and said, "Ed, I was right here when she did it. I wanted to learn how you do this with Facebook. Daddy's trying to learn how to do all of the little, you know, maneuvering of Facebook." And he said, "Don't lie anymore, you know, because you hounded my daughter constantly." I mean, we're talking about 12, 15 times a day phone calls. I mean, it was just every single day, email, phone call, and it was just, it got out of hand. And it's sad because now they're badgering me and hounding me so horribly online. So I finally did an event the other night, Matt, and I explained what had happened, and then this girl got sent my event by a friend, who in return, they sent it to Greg and Ed, and they took it, and at the very top said, "This is the real Chrissy Pistone. This is how she goes around slandering people." I didn't even do this, and the girl contacted me, said, "I'm so sorry, I never said you did this." Well, the real person that sent it said that he was sorry, but was a very nice gentleman that I've known for years. He didn't mean no harm. He just saw that as a red flag, was worried about his friend. And Matt, you know, all he wanted to do was protect her. And in the interim of it, he got hurt, I got hurt, with Greg going around posting this to 40 different posts. I mean, it makes no sense why these grown men are attacking me, but yet they're ringing Tiger Daddy's phone to try to change the story of what they've done. But they don't understand that Daddy can see every single message, every single email. And I mean, he's read everything from Ed. He's read everything from Russell. He's read everything from Greg. He's read everything. And these guys are not, you know, comprehending that Tiger Daddy sees everything. And now to get him involved in this and my dad upset, that's where, you know, I got, you know, it was enough. And I mean, Matt, I don't know how in the world I should have probably went to Tiger Daddy right away and said I'd try to protect him about the messages. I didn't want him to know that his thank you was not, you know, good enough for them. I didn't want to hurt him because he typed it himself, Matt.
Yeah.
But they said that it won't help their rating.
I tell you what, anybody that knows you and your father will know better. Because, you know, if there's somebody that's true and honest in this sport, I believe it's you and your dad. Never a truer champion is there in your dad. So
basically, you guys are a class act.
You guys are class acts. So, you know, if people are out here believing these other guys, then they don't know you, and they need to get to know y'all.
Well, man, I so much appreciate you saying that because I have cried over this so bad. I really have. And now my tears have turned into anger because I'm fed up with it. And I just think that what they're doing, they need to stop. Somebody needs to investigate this because it needs to. Who? You don't even know how many other people that they are doing this to. And then they stole my slogan, "Father and son back on the track again, grandson and grandpa." And then they said, "How do you steal words?" And then they said that Chrissy Pistone's mad at us and said that she hated us because we didn't include grandson and grandpa in their marketing. Well, that makes no sense. I didn't sign a contract with them, so why would I be upset?
Well, yeah, and it sounds like somebody's trying to jump in on your glory, I guess, for lack of better words. You know, it sounds like they're trying to jump in and take something that y'all are working so hard to do. And I know you and your dad and your grandson, or Tom's grandson, are working very hard to get this deal done. And I think y'all just need to keep digging.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you saying that, because this is a dream of Tiger Daddy to go back racing with his grandson, Tommy the Third. And it's a dream that I am trying so desperately to make happen. We've had some wonderful, wonderful fans and friends that stepped up to sponsor Tommy. I would like to thank every single one of them, the Barnes family, the Morrison family, the Margaret Frank, Don Beck, Jimmy Johnson, Robin Agner, Let's Talk Racing. I mean, the list just, I mean, it goes on and on and on of all the wonderful supporters that have just stepped up to the plate to see Tommy and Daddy back on the track again. And this is a happy, happy occasion. This is not supposed to be anything sad. And for the past 3 months, these gentlemen have turned this into a living nightmare for me, and I just want them to just go away and leave me alone.
It sounds like that's what you're doing right now. And you know, on the Facebook, I read the Facebook deal today. I didn't know the backstory to it. I do know now, and it sounds like it's going that way. And I think a little effort needs to be put into ignoring them.
Well, Matt, why would you think, I mean, in all honesty, I'm just curious, does a radio station like Southeastern, do they have to work on ratings to where they have to have a long, drawn-out, pre-made thank you letter? And my dad, thank you, I enjoyed being on your show, it wasn't good enough. Why was that one that they, concocted for me to write? Why was that not good enough? I mean, is this...
Maybe they're looking for a secondary thank you just to have
available. I don't know why they would even want that. I would think they would be grateful for your dad coming on there. You know, that's kind of what is confusing me a little bit. Why would they want this heartfelt thank you, when they should be thanking your dad for being on there?
And you know what, Matt? The only reason I have not posted the messages yet is there's one gentleman by the name of Russell that happens to work with Greg. And Russell really is, I think, a very good gentleman. And he's never been rude to me. But he's been the, what do you call it, the patsy, the lackey that has to send the messages to the messengers.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
They laid all of this on this poor guy, Russell, and made him do all of this and tell me, Dad, thank you wasn't enough. So, it was pretty much put all on him, and I feel sorry for him, and that's the only reason I have not posted the messages that they sent me. And basically the other second reason, and most importantly, is I didn't want my dad to know that his thank you was not good enough for them. I mean, it would have really hurt my dad. It really, really would.
Well, why they would want that, I don't know. They should be thanking your dad. Your dad's a class act. Every time he's been on here, I know he's been appreciative, and we're very appreciative on. So why would they want one? I couldn't tell you. That baffles me.
Yeah, because he went on your show and thanked you, and you guys were so courteous and thanked him and told him it was an honor he was on. I mean, it baffles me too. And all we want to do is get that 59 truck on that racetrack at Rockingham and, give Tommy and Daddy a great start. And we're excited about the team. We're excited about the sponsors. Everybody's just stepped up to the plate. But I just think that all these other teams that are out there looking for people, and it's so sad because, these drivers, these young kids, they want to drive. So if a marker makes you false promises, hey, I've got all these people waiting on you, sign here, do this, do that, they really need to look into that first before they get hurt. Thankfully and luckily, I didn't sign anything. But, who's to say they're not going to pull this on somebody else again? I mean, in all honesty, that's what concerns me.
I wish I knew a way of stopping them. And excuse me, the bad part about it is that if you make them go away, somebody's right behind them to take their place.
Well, also airing it out and putting it on Facebook, people get educated on what's happening, and
exactly.
hopefully that'll keep them from getting into a position like you wind up getting into.
Yeah.
What was he saying, Matt?
Just, get the word out like you're doing about these guys, and maybe they'll stop.
Yeah, but the bad thing, is I did not want to make controversy. I'm trying to do a team.
Yeah, and nobody ever wants to do controversy.
Oh, hold on, contraire. When you're talking about TV, radio stuff, people are always wanting to get controversy because controversy sells.
Yeah, but
it's not the way to do it.
I know it's not the.
And I'm with you on that, Chrissy. I mean, it's not the way to do it.
Sorry, Matt.
I said controversy is not the way to do it.
You're with me on that, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because, I didn't want to do this, but they left me with no other reason. I had to do this. I wasn't going to stay dormant in some little corner somewhere waiting on them to do more to me. I couldn't take it anymore. And I finally did that vent the other night because I think, that they should have apologized. And I even sent Greg a message and told him I've given you till 9 o'clock in the morning. Take that down. He said it's a lie. I said, and I want an apology. Yet, this day, that man will not apologize. And he went after another lady by the name of Kimmy Elizabeth. I mean, they did this to her, and all she did was accept a friend request, and it said that she works for their company. Because Facebook's got that timeshare thing, or a timeline, whatever you call it. And you got to be careful, because if you choose acquaintance, friend, or family, and you accept it, it's going to put you as your brother, your uncle, your neighbor, your dog. I mean, you got to be really, really careful. And that's what he did, and then they burned her. It's just like, they're sitting over there thinking they're living in a glass house, and they better be very careful because, some stones are going to start throwing pretty soon, and they're going to come tumbling down because I've had enough of it, and that's the only reason that I decided to go public. And I thank you for letting me, express this online because I want all the fans and everybody and all our friends to know we appreciate you, we love you, and, this is not how we are. I was not raised this way. I met a pack of wolves. Little Red Riding Hood on the way home. I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. I ran into the big bad wolf.
Yeah, exactly. But we remember what happens to the big bad wolf at the end of the story.
Well, at the end of the story, the big bad wolf does conquer.
Yeah. No, the woodsman conquers the big bad wolf.
Little girl does.
Right.
Little girl conquers.
That's right.
Right, that's true. I had that, yeah, you guys I'm just really upset about this. I hadn't had any sleep in the past 2 days, but yeah, you're right, the little girl does conquer her, but the part thing is even the little girl can only take so much before she comes tumbling down, in all honesty, Matt, and this has just been overwhelming on me, and so hard. I mean, I didn't want to tell Tiger Daddy, I'm sorry, Daddy, but you think you wasn't enough, and they're badgering me. Here you go. They want me to write this. I mean, it's been horrible.
Yep.
I mean, really, Matt. And I mean, all we want to do is go racing, and we've stepped up. And I'll tell you the funny thing. I did announce that he was going to market Tommy several months ago on Tommy's fan page, and then once I took it down, that's when the people started donating.
Yeah. That's when people started picking back up, didn't they?
Yeah, because they had heard bad stories and they had bad dealings themselves. So, they were worried too. So, that's when, I was like, okay, I made, I know for sure in my heart I made the right decision here.
Yep.
It's just, it's really sad and it's tragic that the world's come to this way because Tiger was brought up, and brought us up that a handshake is a bond.
Yeah.
Hey, Chrissy, you can always, I know you have attorneys that are a friend of yours, get somebody to make up a cease and desist letter and then get it sent to them.
Yeah, but isn't that sad, Roger, that we have to resort to that today?
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Sometimes that's what it takes, too.
I had somebody that tried to do something that I didn't like and was blaming me for something. I called up an attorney and said, shoot them a letter. They did. They shut up.
Yeah, but can I ask you something? What's so hard about saying, you know what, I'm sorry? I mean, those are two little very, very important words. What's wrong with that? I mean, saying I'm sorry would mean the world. I mean, literally. And in all honesty, I so deserve them to say, I'm sorry, Chrissy, we did this to you. We learned our lesson. We shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry. We shouldn't have done this to your father. We shouldn't have done this to Tom. We shouldn't have done this to anybody.
Well, maybe they haven't gotten that far yet to understand it. You never know.
You know, I've always been told it takes more of a man to apologize than it does for one not to. Keep that in mind.
That's true, Matt. That's so true. That's so true.
Yep.
And I just want to thank you guys, for letting me, come on and tell you what's been going on Facebook, because it really saddens me that I had to write about all of this. And and the new thing was Ed posted to this lady today that Chrissy's not in her right mindset.
Well, sometimes you just got to ignore the ne'er-do-wells. You're sitting here, you seem like you're in pretty good sound mind, so I don't think you have to worry too much about them. But maybe a cease and desist order needs to be brought on, and just remember, it takes more of a man to apologize.
And I still wish they would, because that's all that I am asking, is that they just say, I'm sorry, we put you in this predicament, I'm sorry, Tigers thank you is enough and was enough, and I'm sorry we try to get you to, write this fake letter that they concocted for me. I mean, they already had it drafted.
Yeah.
It's just a sad, sad thing, it really is. But on another happy note, I just want to thank you guys for having us on, and I am just really thrilled about going to Rockingham with Tommy. And we will be there no matter what they say, because they're trying to say that Tommy won't even make it to Rockingham. I'm so glad they know what's going on with our team.
Now, we know you guys will be there, and hopefully that'll be in April. We might have to make a trip down to Rockingham and come down and see y'all.
You have to. It's inaugural at Rockingham. I mean, it's the first NASCAR race back in years.
So, yeah, we might have to make it down there to see that.
Okay, well, Matt and Roger, I want to thank you for having me on. And, I hope that if they're listening to this, that they really, 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 truly listen with their heart. And if they are Christians like they claim they are, do the right thing and say you're sorry to every single person that you hurt. And that's all.
That's it.
That's it, that's all I'm asking.
Yep.
Well, go get yourself some rest. I know you need some shut-eye, because you've already told us you haven't slept much.
Yep, I'm going to do just that, guys. But I wanted to thank you very much, and God bless you all. We love you very much, and y'all keep rocking.
All right, take care, and let's get Tom the third on there next week.
Anytime, just let me know, guys.
You got it.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice.
Food.
Food, that's all you ever think of.
Food.
Thank everybody for listening to us and watching it and everything else we did. Had a good time.
Went by fast. Very good night.
Okay. We'll see everybody next week. See ya! Nope, I can't do that. I gotta do this. Doggone it. It's all your fault.
Hi, my name is Natalie Sather. I drive the 94 K&N Lady Eagle Safety, where Butler builds seats, Bell helmets, hooker harness seatbelts, number 94 at South Boston Speedway. Be sure to listen to Let's Talk Racing TV.
I'm Sam Hunt, driving 42 car on the thing, Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Let's Talk Racing is brought to you by PC Doctors, Computer Sales and Services. This doctor still makes house calls. And also Hampton Incredible Tees and Signs, both located at 1248 North King Street in Hampton, Virginia.